Alright guys, BLM here, back, another live stream. I guess I can get rid of this. Same shit, player ranking, again, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, started a bit late because I did want to get a, certain something done I guess we can talk about. But, yeah, just trying to find my own stream first. There we go. All right. Let's see what we got. So yeah, we're obviously just gonna continue on with this. I guess I should probably wait for people to show up before like actually diving into things. But still, generally like it's actually kind of funny because even if I wanted to do daytime stream, it turned out I couldn't anyway. I actually had something come up. So that's something. Yeah, really all I did today was a thing for the player ranking that might play a factor in a bit, but not just yet. Except for just Haley HOH, obviously. I don't know who has the power, but I'm assuming even if Drew had the power, he couldn't use it. So I did see that Drew is not. Well, I mean, like he got fucking nominated. Like at the point that he's getting nominated, I feel like you gotta like get a good sense of like I'm pretty fucked, right? Like even if you don't think you're going home this week, it's like, well, I'm definitely on the bottom of this power structure then. Has to be D. It could be. I mean, I think with D, the main thing against is that like you would think she would have told Devins by now. To where like that makes me think it's not D. Like considering they even made an entire plan of like how to secretly tell each other that they should meet up because she got the power. And it's like that didn't happen. So it's like I would assume she didn't get it unless they like intentionally like didn't show that for whatever reason. Wow. Yeah, I could see Drew having gotten the power and it's just not the coin flip HOH. Like it does seem like someone obviously got the power because like the punishment would have been revealed by now. That's just not how that would work. They wouldn't do that. But yeah. Drew could have changed his mind about telling people. Yeah, like I feel like it's more likely that Drew didn't tell anybody than it is that that D told got it and then didn't tell Devins. Thog, yeah, greatest player of all time, Thog. I mean, Drew does like. I mean, to be fair, Drew technically is a pawn, but like he's not going to be by the end. But yeah, yeah, Drew still doesn't like. But again, like he obviously knows that he's on the bottom of it by now, though. Like once you're being like nominated as a pawn by your own alliance, like it's pretty clear that you're on the bottom. Yeah, I guess I am wrong about Yash as a player. That's very funny. Well, I'm kind of. I think I'm right, but also wrong at the same time. Generally, actually, I was fucking right in the preseason. I was one of the only people that had like any faith in Yash in the preseason. I should laugh out loud when Haley won HOH. I mean, yeah. Her noms, it's Drew, Melody, and Taylor. Taylor was the initial target, but it's like obviously it's gonna be Drew. And there's already been work put in to make it Drew, so it's like it'll be fucking Drew by the end, especially. BB bribe, yeah, that will be nothing. Like generally, where do you like mystery competitor and coin flip HOH? Like those are the only two that could do anything right now, right? Yeah, it's pretty much true now. Yeah, I can't wait for Drew to not be a have not this week. That'll be crazy. If Chuck wins HOH next season, can we collectively protest? I mean, I think a lot of people already are. But yeah. You mean Drew being replaced by Yash? Yeah. Haley crying. Yeah, I did find that. I don't know what that song is, but like I've never heard that song before. But still, very funny that she's just like just to see her like sobbing in silence in the middle of the night. I don't think this season's bad. Like it's on a bad path, and it can definitely become really bad. I think so far it hasn't been that bad. It's like weeks 1, 2 were good. Week 3 was bad, but you at least got like the tea party of it all. And like I think Jason had a fun exit and whatnot. But yeah, the season's definitely on a downhill slump for sure. Drew's the coin twist and isn't using it, gets evicted, would be the worst player of the season? No. That'll be probably the dumbest move of the season, though. Wouldn't be the worst player of the season. Yeah, and also to be fair, even last week, it's like there's the Mallory Lala of it all. Like there's at least stuff going on. This week might be pretty bad. I don't even know who I want to leave this week. I don't want any of them. Like any of the ones on the block. And like, who's the renom? Is it Lyric? I know Kamu is trying to push that at a point. Is that still what's happening? I don't know. Or would it be Lala? I guess Lala would probably make the most sense for Haley. Or Mallory. I guess Mallory. I forgot Mallory's there. I'm kind of surprised that Mallory didn't go on the block here. I generally don't understand the Taylor thing. So like from what I understand, it was a thing of like Taylor was looking at Haley during the competition, like and like was like trying to get Haley out or whatever, like in Haley's mind. But it's like but like I don't know. It's like what, like where did this come from? Chagamu, is that what we're calling him? Anyway, yeah, nominations make no sense. Like, why nominate Drew if you're not initially intending on targeting him? Also, you might as well just backdoor him at that point. Again, it's kind of a waste to nominate. And even if you're gonna nominate him, like nominating him with like Taylor feels kind of strange as well. Yeah, Haley's the anti-Baxter. I did see that. Because I'm definitely very shocked at that. Quinn fucked up so much on BB26 it ruined Drew's game. True. 100%. But yeah. All right. I guess I got some preamble to do with the player ranking. So yeah, in terms of player ranking, obviously that's the main thing we're doing tonight. Still chugging away at this list. I have decided what I'm going to do for the final list itself at this point, because I feel like this part of the list has become kind of a mess. I think what I'm going to do, I mean, I say I think when I'm just going to do it, but still, either way, we're going to finish this phase. We're going to finish it using similar logic to what we've been using. Yeah, I'm still like going to make this, yeah, like, even though it's a mess, we'll finish this mess. After that, something I did do today was I looked up the 2 previous iterations of the tier list. So essentially how the tiers were structured before we started this phase, and also how the tier list looked before even that phase. And I turned those into actual lists. Now, within the tiers, I still ordered them in the way that they're ordered on this list. But again, the tiers themselves are the same as they were beforehand. So I essentially have 3 different versions of the list now. All while I'm also, which I haven't really started on yet, but or at least not fully. I'm still gonna do my own revision of the list to try to make things like consistent within like random criteria, whatever. I'm still gonna make my own iterational list, and I think now the final actual phase, is going to be like comparing the 4 lists together. And so like this is something I actually did with Australian Survivor. I kind of forgot I did this with Australian Survivor. Is that I actually made 2 lists for Australian Survivor. Because I made one initially, like just gut instinct, whatever, and then I also made one that we worked on stream and whatever, like one I made a bit later. And then the way I made the final list was like comparing those 2 lists, and like obviously if things were exact same on both lists, like that's an automatic, like that's where they are. If not, then like debate it and that sort of thing. Like I think that's just what I'm gonna do with this. Is essentially doing that sort of comparison, but between all these lists. I'm debating how much of it I want to do on, like, do I still do it all on stream? I don't know if I want to waste all that time doing it on stream, but I probably will. But I will, I will make this version of the list off stream. This is obviously the one that we're doing on stream. And then also, I think something I'll do is calculate the averages of the placements between each of the players across the, across all the lists, because I think that maybe that could be interesting to look at as well. But yeah, so essentially at this point, there's going to be one more phase. And I would like to say it'll be a shorter phase, but that's obviously what I've been fucking saying for like 2 months now. So whatever. Yeah, what is this? But, did Drew actually win the power? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. I would hope so. Yeah. Yeah, it will be a shorter phase, clearly. I mean, I like being genuine at this point. Like, the reason why it's taking so long is because I'm doing it on stream. Like, if I was not doing this on stream, this would be so much quicker. Like I would have had this done like a long fucking time ago. And to be fair, I probably would have even done this iteration of it. I probably would have like settled for like this iteration. No, actually, no, it's this iteration. Whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. But again, like I think because doing it on stream, obviously, it's led to like every fucking decision taking like 10 times worse, like 10 times longer than what it needs to. But whatever. I'm never doing this again, straight up. I've said it before, right? But yeah, I'm never doing this on stream again. Especially for a video that needs to be timely. This is never happening again. But I'll finish this now. So it's like when we thought Joseph went AI instigator only for Ruby Tucker. Yeah, that kind of reminded me of that. To where like I could definitely see it. Like maybe it is just D, and just D just isn't telling people for some reason. But yeah, whatever. 164 of this phase. Which, yeah, so I will still be here daily until I finish this phase for sure. Once I finish this phase, if I'm not done with my own like reevaluated list, then, which I'm gonna stop doing this part of it, by the way. Like, this is such a pain. This is not worth the time it takes to do this. I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna like organize all the fucking like name all the tiers and then organize it that way. But yeah, if I'm not done with this list by the time we're done with this, I'll probably not like do an extra stream again until I'm done with this list, and then after that we'll do the final thing on stream. Believe D not telling anyone, then Drew. I'm just surprised that she wouldn't tell Devins. Like that doesn't really feel like how D operates. But I don't know. Like, it's not impossible. Who is Thog? You don't know who Thog is? It's the best Survivor player, or fuck, Big Brother player of all time. I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, maybe she did tell Devins, it was just off feeds for whatever reason. Yeah, but I feel like that's different, though. Like, she didn't tell Austin because she was planning on, like, blindsiding Austin, the Julie thing. And even then, she still told Julie everything. it's like again, she is like a very loyal player to her like actual number one. Where like I don't know. I feel like it would be very surprised if she didn't tell Devins. I feel like that would be very out of character for D here. Like had it been a spot where like she was planning on like doing something against like Devins's best interests with it, like right now, then maybe. But like I just don't see that being the way that D is thinking about the game right now. I think she's being genuine with Devins that she wants to go to the end with him. Yeah, I did see her saying thank you, America. But I believe that was like, wasn't that them all talking to America? Or like they were all talking to the cameras or whatever, and then but she did say thank you, America. So yeah. Do we need to use time machine to go back to week 2? Sure. Yeah. All right. I think I'll start this. Next here we got Sherry from Caramoan and Missy from San Juan del Sur. Which again, I'll look up the voting records for whatever fucking reason. Sherry has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not right. Recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tribals. Survived, is in the majority for... Is it all? Oh, okay. Good for Sherry. Worst HOH result? I mean, yeah. Like, I mean, maybe Chuck is worse, but like, it's definitely one of. And then we have Missy here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tribals in the majority for. I'll give her credit for this, I guess. 1, 2. I actually won't give her credit for this one. 3, 4, 5. Wait, yeah, I'll count that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 out of 11. Is Jason Jose or Devin? Jose. More than Devin. Like, Jose was like the leader of the newbies or whatever, or the messiah of the newbies. Like, Devin's just very, like, Devin's just different. Or like, Devin's not even like the leader of a split house dynamic. Like, Devin's literally just like this crazy person that like destroyed his own game. I mean, it's like Devin had power for like 2 days and then blew it all up. But yeah. Or like Jose never actually had power, and was like more so just like the leader of the opposition. I don't think so. I think Jason's the definitive worst player of the season. What do I want to do these? Like, they're both in the GOAT tier. Which also to clarify, I feel a lot less strict at this point with this list. Or actually, really, I guess it's like, in a way, it's kind of the opposite. Like, I actually care a lot less about this list now because I know I'm just going to redo things anyway. And now this is more so just like a way to kind of like gauge, like, kind of compare the different philosophies together. Where like before I was like fighting for like War Dog should be higher because he's like kind of good. At this point, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter that much because we're just gonna fucking redo it again anyway. But so I feel like Sherry and Missy, both were like running the game at points. They were goats though. I would say they probably lean in this like Philip, Andy, maybe below them. Above or below Ken McNichol, I think is interesting. I think Jason was trying to be the leader at least. Technically, Rome was like the leader, but actually, to be fair, in week 1 though, like Jason was the one that was really trying to lead things. Where like Rome like had the like social capital, but like he just didn't do anything with it. To where it was Jason that was like more so trying to like actually pull people together. Um, Missy was left out of votes when Baylor and Natalie were in. I don't think there's a. Well, I actually know the Alec vote. Actually, wait, I didn't count the Alec vote. Why did I not count the Alec vote against her? I mean, I guess she technically voted in the right side, but like, yeah, I should count that against her. But I think I will go Sherry above Missy. This is kind of an interesting one because like part of me kind of feels like Ken is better, but they're worse, or they're better than Will Sims. But I guess to be fair, Will Sims like theoretically could win. Yeah, I think I'd go below. Play better, Jason or Matt Williams? I think you know what the answer to that is. Either way, I'm going with this. Wait. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm in the wrong. Cool. Whatever. Oh, by the way, also, I checked the comments. There aren't any that are relevant to player ranking. Do you think it's close? Do you generally believe that? Alec can only be credited to Natalie. I'm trying to remember. Did Baylor know about that? I feel like Baylor did know, didn't she? I don't know his time capsule power. Do you genuinely love Matt Williams? I feel like it's got to be ironic at this point. I feel like there's no way that you genuinely love Matt Williams. And I think if you do think that, you're probably lying to yourself. Let's see. Okay. Who are we looking for? Nicaragua. It was Holly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 well, no, 11 tribals. Majority for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 10 out of 11. Also, Matt Williams is my daddy. How dare you besmirch Joe Hunter? Do I not find it problematic that Jason said he called Kamu a queen? No, not really. Like, I don't really care. Let's see. Where are we at? Lisa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I forgot Lisa only went to 8 tribals. I mean, he never said anything disparaging about women. Really, if anything, you're being misogynistic by assuming that he's being misogynistic. Again, the reason he's saying that is because he knows Kamu is misogynistic, and Kamu would be upset by that. That's the reason he's saying it. Like, he's literally just saying it to piss off Kamu, because he knows Kamu is misogynistic. Which, spoiler, he is. But yeah. 8. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 7 out of 8. Yeah. He literally says that is the reason he did it. I think Holly's better than Lisa, probably, at this point. Yeah, I would lean Lisa. Like, I think my problem with Lisa is that I don't feel like Lisa actually utilizes the power that she has, like the influence she has. It's like Lisa can win, but she actively doesn't. Like, she actively doesn't go to that situation. It's like the same thing you could argue. Like, I mean, really, you could argue Holly was closer to win. Holly could have gotten to the end of Purple Kelly and Nyanka and won. And she didn't do anything wrong to cause her not get the end of Nyanka and Purple Kelly. It's like Lisa's a spot where, like, yeah, she actively doesn't go to the end of Abby because she doesn't want to, because she couldn't get Scoopin to go her way. This comment moving to oral sex is that is a question. But yeah, let's see. I feel like they can be above Ken and Will for sure. I'm not sure if I want to go in this realm. Just because well, I guess with Lisa, maybe the argument is that she can win. And like, again, Holly, like, theoretically, like, I mean, like, I think that's kind of like it's kind of like a weird point because, like, Will Sims is here and Will Sims technically can. Actually, I don't know. It's not definitive that Will Sims can win. We don't know that for sure, but he probably can. But I guess to be fair, that's kind of the same spot that Holly's in. Go deeper of Penny? What? But Penny's on his own. Oh, Penner. Oh. I don't think it really, like, does it matter for her? Like ultimately, she needs to get to the end. She needs to get to end. Oh my god, dude, I can't fucking stumble on words. She needs to get to the end with Abby and Scoopin. So it's like, Penner was probably the biggest jury threat of the entire season. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I guess Carter's less of a jury threat than Denise and Malcolm. So like, if you accidentally get to the end of Carter, it's not the worst thing in the world, even though you still lose. But I don't know. I don't think it's like a major difference there. But yeah. Kenny should be with Carla. Yeah, I could see that. I remember we had Kenny so high. Well, no, actually, no. I think there's a difference. I think Kenny, at least at a point, had people that were willing to go to the end with him. Carla never really had anyone that was willing to go to the end with her. I think that was like the deciding factor around him being this high. And obviously Kenny fucked it up. Like, Kenny, like, yeah, he fucked it up to cause that to not happen. But like, he still did have like Crystal wanting to take him to the end. At a point, he had Maddie and Sugar as his final three. Like, Carla just never really had a path to the end. Like, all of her allies wanted to cut her. So I feel like Kenny manages his threat level a bit better in that light. Let's see. I am going to go here. I feel like Philip should still be like the king of the goats. At least, again, like obviously, like I don't know if it's gonna go as far as like fucking Joe Hunter, but like at least like within this sphere of goats, especially like I think like amongst like one-time goats, I feel like Philip should be above all of the one-time goats. Congrats on getting a winner pick wrong. Well, thank you. It finally happened. Thank God I got rid of this curse of always having good winner picks. Yeah, let's see. Who's next? Nalia, Maddie, Janet, and Gabler. What a group. I don't know what the fuck the connection is here. Why the fuck is Gabler here? Like I guess I kind of get Janet, Maddie. I don't know why Nalia and Gabler are here, but whatever. If I was given 100K to get correctly guess who wins BB20 as of today, who would I pick? Like, genuine gut-wise, I think I would go Lyric. Like, I think my gut tells me to pick Lyric. Like, reality, it's either D or Devins. Like, that is, like, the most practical situation. But it's, like, something tells me that, like, they're not going to win by the end. Like, they'll run most of the season, but I don't actually feel like they're going to win. Yeah, again, that was like on my mind, where it's like clearly the answer is D or Devins, but it's just like something just tells me they're not gonna win. D Devins final 2. That sounds kind of miserable, to be honest. And not even like anything against like D or Devins. I still do think they're entertaining TV personalities. Like I have nothing like against them as people or whatever, but like also like yeah, that sounds fucking miserable. They're the only person to play optimally despite her bad spot. For the most part, yeah. I'm probably just gonna do whatever I feel genuinely. Like I don't even know what what do I naturally say more. It's like I'm just like whatever I just naturally say is just what I'm gonna go with. What's funny is that I still think of him as Rick, but I do feel like I call him Devins. Yeah, I feel like I do naturally say Devins, yet like whenever I'm like writing him down, I always feel like it's like I write down Rick. So I don't know why that's the case, but I don't know. Yeah. All right, this next tier, we got what? Nalia. We got, who is it? Janet. And Gabler and Maddie. Want to see how D and Devins beat Chuck, Kamu, Haley? I mean, they probably just do. Aren't Janet and Davey similar? No, I think Janet's more ingrained in the majority group than Davey is. I think Davey's just kind of a straggler for a lot of the game. Especially like post Carl blindside. And like obviously Janet's on the bottom of her group and doesn't really recognize that, but like I feel like Janet's better than Davey. Fuck Sony the sequel. I mean, we kind of knew that was happening though. Like to me it's like that wasn't new news that they're like still like doing it. It's like we kind of knew that was happening. So yeah, expected. Oh, okay, never mind. I saw like a tweet saying Kamu said he's gonna use the veto on Drew, but then I realized he's talking to Drew, so doesn't matter. Evil Mother Thog got it. Sure, I definitely believe that. Isn't she like the second or third least DRs of the season? By the way, Chuck still has less DRs than Ashley. That's very funny. get Maddie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll include that 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 11 out of 12. Yeah. I'll be honest. I always forget that Maddie was on the swap tribe here. And, like, obviously he had to be because, like, he was with Ace by the end and whatever. But, like, I always just forget he was on this tribe. Which is, like, it's weird because, like, I recognize that he definitely wasn't on Coda. But, like, I just have no memory of anything he did when he was on this in this group until, like, the Ace blindside. Thinks the same as Yasha Power Goat. I don't even know if he's that much of a goat anymore. Like, I think people are starting to, like, actually like Yash. To where I don't think it's impossible that he could win. I still would not, like, give him the most win. Like, he's definitely not, like, yeah, he's definitely not going to beat, like, D or Devins or, like, any of these sort of people. But, like, he could beat, like, Chuck. He could beat, like, Haley. Like, if perception doesn't change on Lyric, like, maybe he could change on, maybe he could beat Lyric. By the way, yeah, that happened last night, right? The Lyric, Yash final 2. Thank God that's a thing. What we got? Nalia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not including that. I think it's 9 out of 9. D Barrett. Wait. D Rick Barrett. Lyric Yash feels guaranteed to make jury. I don't know about Barrett long term. I don't know. Like, I could see Barrett being like the last pre-jury or something, especially considering it's looking like we're going to get a long pre-jury. Like if Drew goes home this week, then it's like Barrett's probably like in danger within the next couple weeks. Was this Drew's worry that if he's on the block during eviction, that both sides also agree to evict him because they think he's aligned with the opposing side? I mean, yeah, that is what's happening. Is Yash Matt Klotz? I think there's potential for that to be the case, which is kind of funny and sad. All right, Gabler. I think Gabler's a no, actually, no, he doesn't vote out Dwight. That is kind of a weird vote, isn't it? That, like, the only time that Gabler's not on the right side of the vote is the Dwight vote. Like, that's kind of like, I don't think I've ever seen Gabler and Dwight have a conversation my entire life. But anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 8 out of 9 for Gabler. And then we have Janet, who has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Majority for. I'll give her credit for that. For 8, right? No. Well, I mean, no, that's a split. So, yeah, 8. So, I think based on instinct, I think Maddie stays up here for sure. Nalia probably does too. Gabler, I'm not 100% where he lands. And then probably think about it with Janet. What the fuck even was the Dwight vote? That is certainly a question. Gabler being the majority for most of the season is pretty good. I mean, yeah, but also, like, if he didn't have immunity and they went to another tribal pre-merge, he probably goes home. But, yeah. Happy if Mallory, Melody, Lyric, Lala, and Taylor survive. Sure. I mean, I don't need Lala. Does he though? I think he does. Like there's a shot the men come together, but like I don't think that was really real. But like, there's at least a shot. I believe it was going to be Janine over Ellie. Either way, like at first, like in the pre-merge. Gave the vote for Dwight in a weak attempt to be on Blood in the Clock Tower, clearly. I think for the health of the season, game-wise, Law needs to go this week. I kind of agree. Like, I think if we're going to lose a person from the minority, I would 100% want it to be Lala. I just don't think she brings anything. There's a lot of potential, but she needs to win a comp. Kind of. I'm still worried that she's too close to Kamu. To where I'm worried she's going to be convinced to, like, go for, like, Drew and Barrett or something, but, no. Yeah, so with these people, Janet's a tough one because, like, I think there's definitely an argument that she should be lower. Like, where's the, like, bad threat management people? Like, here, Carla, Steven, like, this level. Like, obviously, she gets taken out because of Iron Nullifier, but, like, she shouldn't have made it to that round to begin with. But she also was, like, beloved by the jury, to where she probably wins against everybody. And, like, on paper, her game's actually, like, kind of impressive. Like, the fact that, like, obviously, there's a few points where she's not really, like, in the majority or whatever, but, like, considering she was out of the majority, the fact that she's able to get back into the majority, and the fact that she's, like, the older woman, that, like, again, typically on Survivor, they don't, like, start off the game in a good spot. Like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, good stuff there from Janet. I think maybe I go somewhere up here. Go in this, like, Kellen level. Or do I just say fucking put her up here? Because I could do that too, genuinely. Like, she's only one, because, like, even in the Dan Spilo situation, like, if Dan Spilo didn't get ejected, she's one round away from, like, an almost guaranteed win. Because, like, if she makes it past the final 5, like if she makes the final 4, essentially, like, she's pretty much guaranteed to win that. Like, again, she's seemingly one of the best fire makers in the history of the show. And especially when it's, like, Lauren and Dean there who can barely even make a fire. Like, Tommy, who's, like, fine, but not, like, one of the best. And then, like, I don't know Nora's ability, but I'm assuming she's not, like, the best in the world. Like, I would feel very good about about Janet going on to win the game at that point. So, like, okay, in the real life situation, like, she was an Iron Nullifier away from winning the game. In the situation where Dan doesn't get medevaced, she's, like, one immunity win away from being screwed. It's, I guess, to be fair, it's like, it also, like the Nullifier kind of fucks with things. But I say medevac, ejection, whatever. I think medevac's just the term I, like, think of when I think of someone that leaves the game unnaturally. Dan got medevac for sexually harassing a producer, clearly. But yeah, I think I will go up here somewhere. Big difference between Janet and Helen. I mean, I think Janet's theoretically closer to actually getting to the end. And, like, I think Janet does more, like, It's just, I don't think that actually like I think like generally I think Janet's a better player than Helen, but like obviously that doesn't really factor, like just the notion of that doesn't really factor too much in this. But like again, I think it's a spot where like I would give Janet credit for the fact that she was one round like if the unalpha didn't exist, I think she just wins the game. Where it's like with Helen, it's like she would needed like 2 immunity wins. And like obviously like needing the idol at 5 is still like an issue or whatever, but like again, like we're including like Scout, who's like never winning immunity challenge ever in her entire fucking life, as someone that's like up here because she was like 1 immunity win away from winning. So it's like I feel like in the spot where like we're including these sort of niche situations, I feel like it's fair to give Janet the credit for that. Tommy taught Dean how to make fire. That I don't think that changes the fact that Janet's still probably better than both of them in fire. No. Mallory has to know Barrett was going to vote her out. I think that does she know? I know Melody does, right? Like Melody and Lyric in them. I would assume Mallory also does. I feel like Tommy getting Nora, taking him to the end wasn't good because he's essentially putting his game at chance of whether Dean beats her or not. I mean, I don't think Tommy's that. Like, I still don't think it's a spot where like Tommy's confident enough in his fire making ability to risk him going home. I say niche is niche. I think a lot of people say it that way, don't they? I feel like I've heard most people say it as like niche. Like isn't it both? Pronunciation wise? Yeah. Oh, I guess niche is technically older. Anyway. I've always heard it as niche as a kid. But I do know that like yeah, some people do say niche. I generally don't think I've ever heard someone say niche in real life, if I'm being honest. What was this? At this point, I believe that T-Core and Chemo have more drive than Drew and Barrett. I mean, T-Core and Chemo had it for like 1 second in the entire game, but yeah. Like I'm going with this. And yeah, I'll put her there. I think Leah probably is just at the top. I mean, I guess it's like Nalia gets obviously lucky in her like telltale end. But she still like almost wins the game. Like literally a different final tribal pitch and she wins the game. So yeah, I feel like she's probably just up here. And either way, I would say she's above Pascal either way. Florida thing? I don't know. Leah's below Brett. I feel like Nalia's a more consistent player than Brett is. It's like you can argue Brett was like closer to actually winning in a way, but like I just think Nalia's navigation through the game is still smoother than Brett's. Especially considering like the only reason why the rock draw situation even happened is because Vecepia won immunity to begin with. Like that was like the only situation where that even occurs. I mean, by that you can say like Brett got lucky he even drew the rock to begin with. It's like I don't know. It's like they both have like aspects of luck that help them. Um, yeah, I guess that's fair. That's probably more of a fair point. The fact that like Nalia wanted to go to a situation that she was going to lose in. Um, I'm still not changing. I still feel fine with this generally. Maddie. I think Maddie's in this Brett tier probably. The Rose is upset that Adam didn't draw the rock on the Shacks, clearly. Well, that's because Adam played a passive game. Yeah, again, you can't be like Adam Klein. That's pathetic. But yeah, Maddie. In a way, I kind of want to put him at number 1, but like also, it's like he still does lose Sugar, so like that's still a pretty big issue. But like he had the game won at Final Four until like Sugar changed her mind last second. I might have him at number 1. Generally, I might have him at number 1. Especially because I feel like it's fairly binary in that. Like I feel like Maddie just like wins. If Sugar stays on board with him, which she was for like most of that time. There's like he drops the ball at the last second, but like he pretty much had the win already. Like still has like a pretty strong like game all around. The only vote he's on the outs of is the ace vote. So I'm gonna put him there. Then let's see. What the fuck do I do with Gabler? Is Gabler... I feel like Gabler and Nalia is actually not a terrible comparison, actually. In the sense that they both had winning scenarios. Obviously, Gabler got his win. Nalia didn't. But also they just like completely like fell into the win. Like the winning scenario. Gabler and Andy. I don't feel like that's the case. Pre-merge, I think it's like similar. I think post-merge, I actually feel like Andy's probably better. Yeah, Gabler wanted to go to with Jesse. He wanted to go to with Jesse and Cody, technically, originally. So it was like he had the win equity and actually won. So like it kind of feels like he should be above the GOATs. Especially because it's not like a spot like where like Bob or Chris or Fabio where like they need to win their way there. Like Gabler still like naturally got to the end. What is this? Gabler winning 43 is like Jonathan winning 50. I think Jonathan's better. What is this? Oh yeah, I did see this already. Which, yeah. Problem is that no, they're trying to cut you. Yeah, it could be Mystery Competitor. The thing is, though, I don't know if that really changes that much. It's like even if Drew wins veto here, it's like okay, then like what, like Mallory is probably the target then or something. Like maybe Melody, maybe like Taylor. It's like it's not like those are like great outcomes either. But yeah. I feel like Gabler. Okay, maybe I will. Okay, maybe I will put Gabler with Nalia and then move them down. Maybe I will do that. Where I think for the sake of this list, it doesn't really matter that much. And I think that probably is like keeping it more consistent with the fact that they were both like they both had winning scenarios. Because like essentially they're just a Dan Foley that got to their like potential winning scenario, right? Like Dan Foley got sniped out before he got there. Nalia and Gabler actually were able to get to the end through like kind of lucky circumstances. So I'm thinking like them together and then move them somewhere in this range. Yeah, didn't play more optimally, but I also didn't get there. I'm thinking like maybe here and then maybe actually move these down a little bit too. To like here. I'm thinking something like that. Where it's like these players are players that were at least like, oh wait, how did Albert get here? Oh, is Albert meant to be in that tier? Oh, well, fuck. Albert's not really that, right? I guess you could argue Albert played optimally. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I'll move Albert up too. Again, at the end of the day, it's like this doesn't matter that much. So whatever. Yeah, I'm thinking something like this. Genuinely no, but for the sake of this list, it's fine because I'm just gonna change it later anyway. I think right now I'm just trying to stay consistent with the criteria we have set for this list. I am going to change it. Generally, I looked back at the list that we had before, which was this. I feel like this is a list I feel a lot more content with. There's still changes I want. Like this is the list that we had before this round. Like if I didn't change anything, this is what the list would have been. I want kind of a middle ground of the two. I think is what I'm probably gonna end up landing with. To where I think I'm just gonna say fuck it and still give people credit for like potential to some degree. Because like to be fair, I've done it before. Like I did do that in my Big Brother list and that sort of thing. And ultimately, it's my fucking list. I'm just gonna fucking do it. Because it'll be fucking bother me to have like certain people like higher than other people. So yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. But I'm gonna keep with the criteria for this list. To where I still want this list to be like consistent for the sake of like a list to compare with when we do the final cut. Bro saying fuck like he's Rizzo. Again, I am very Rizzo-like, clearly. All right, where are we at? We're at this here now. We got T-Bird, who I think is moving down. Jen and Greg, who are probably also moving down. And then Brett Closer, who might stay up here. We'll see. So 3-10-19 are the seasons. Somebody Gabler's better than Cassidy to say. I can go either way. Genuinely. It's like, if they played again, I probably would have more faith in Cassidy. But like they're both deeply flawed. So I don't know. I don't really have that much of a vested interest in that. It's like you could argue either way, and I'll be fine with that. All right, T-Bird, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tribals. Majority at. I'll give her credit for that one. 1, 2. Yeah, I won't. 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 8. Which is kind of bad, but whatever. Then why is Mike Cheezel so high? I mean, like, he won't be when we get to it, but like he's gonna move back down the where's the tier? Like this tier. But I think Mike Cheezel's a really good player. I should say really good, but like in comparison, like I do think Mike Cheezel is a fairly like solid Survivor player. Like I do think he would probably win the game had Zapatera came into Merge with numbers. And I don't think there's a thing that I could say that Mike Cheezel did wrong. Let's move Mike to top 50, maybe. Oh yeah, Jen and Greg. Greg has 1, 2, 3 tribals. Kind of forgot about that. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Okay, yep. There we go. And then Jen has 3, 4. So 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5. And I'll give her credit for that. It's 5 out of 6. It's more likely to return Brad Reese or Roxroy. Like, is there even one that has more odds than the other? Mike can get Andrew to his side. Yeah, I mean, again, it's like stuff like that you can like fault him for, but it's not like he was like going like it's not like that was practical anyway, though. It's like I think it's like the things that he fails at are things that would have been hard to execute to begin with. Especially with the cast like Redemption Island. Because like I don't think Mike does like I think Mike played optimally there. Like he was making like genuine pitches. He was like selling them the world. He was doing what was right. It's just that it didn't work. So it's like he fails, but I don't think he plays like I don't think he does anything wrong. It's more so just it just didn't work out for him. Yeah, what is this with Brett? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, his voting records would be horrible, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Wait, no, not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, maybe not as horrible as I thought. Actually, 7 out of 9. I'm kind of surprised by that. But too fair, he did need immunities the entire end game. Mike, he's up here. Like, I think if we naturally play things out, he's probably at like what, like 140 something. Speaking of which, Dan Foley's at 172 right now on this list. I believe last iteration he was at like 300 something. Yeah, he's at 307. He went from 307 to 173. So that's fantastic. Or 172. Only being on the right side of the vote is self-preservation. A good chunk of it. Which, yeah, that's obviously a thing that's kind of... I mean, again, these numbers don't actually matter. Like, I'm not really putting much credence into this at this point. But, yeah, that's probably a thing I probably should have factored in. Is, like, how much was, like, it just being self-preservation versus them actually, like, wanting it to go that way. I do think Brett has an argument for being this high, though. Like... I guess, though, at the end of the day, it's like, what is that different from him in or not Pascal, from him in Roger, I mean. Where again, it's kind of a spot where like the worst case scenario happened for him, but he was still able to make it to the end with a lot of win equity, but didn't quite get to the finish line. Like, I do think he was very good. Like, he was very well positioned within the original Galoo. But also, obviously, Galoo crumbled, and I think he still faults him for that. Do I credit Dan for being a fat guy? How do I not? Yeah, I think really just all these are probably moving down. For the sake of this list. Where are they? They're here. Yeah, I think they go to at least this. Actually, really, Greg and Jen are just kind of different. I guess T-Bird and Brett are more similar. Yeah, I would say Roger. Yeah, I would say probably Roger better than Brett for this list. I think I'm going to move them as their own tier at this point. Dan being a fat guy is the reason he's in the top 150, clearly. We like to speak of consistency. I think it's a spot where, like, I think it is an attempt to be as consistent as possible, but I don't think it matters, is the thing. Where I think with, like, players, like, I think some of it is just kind of vibe-based more than anything. It's like, yeah, like, analytically, you can, like, say, okay, this is this and this is this, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, do I generally believe that, like, Dan Spilo is, like, a better player than, like, I don't know, even, like, Ben Katzman? Not really. Actually, maybe that's not actually that good of a comparison. Maybe I do, actually. But still, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I think some of it does still feel, like, weird. Brandon above Brett. I think it's interesting because it depends on, like, how much... Like, so, like, yeah, Brett is someone that, like, doesn't seem like the biggest jury threat from the Galoo side of things at the time of the merge, in the way that, like Brandon and Marcus were. Actually, no, I think I'm putting Brett with Roger. No, I stand by that, because, like, again, it's still a spot where, like, he makes it way past the merge. It's like these people get sniped, like, instantly at the merge. Like, at least Brett makes it, like, a decent ways into that, and then still had, like, so much win equity at the end. This face is hollow, won't stay. That is true. Let's see. But yeah, I think, like, at this point, like, this has become a lot closer to just a game ranking, which, again, is a fair way if you want to rank it that way. Like, yeah, like, obviously everyone has their own criteria and is able to determine whatever the fuck they want to do with their own ranking. But, like, I just feel like for me, it doesn't really match how I actually feel. And I feel like it's, I think I should be more genuine to how I actually feel, more so than just like this person's better because they went through one more tribal than the other. And again, that'll still be a factor into things for sure. Like, that'll still definitely, yeah, I think it definitely play factors in things within people, like, within the same, like, tier. But it's a spot where, like, yeah, I feel like I am definitely gonna put a lot more, like, I'm definitely going to move, like, a lot of the goats further down, I feel like. We'll see. We'll see how exactly I approach it. But again, I feel like I want a better balance of things. I feel like this version of the list that we had before this was a bit better balanced. I think it, like, again, there still are adjustments I would make to it from this list. But yeah, I think this list gives way too much credit for just, like, making it deep with, like, a very niche winning situation. Where it's like, do I really think Dan Foley? And again, this is not necessary. Okay, maybe like someone like I don't know what's the better example. Heather, maybe. Yeah, Heather. I think Heather's a good example. Do I really think Heather is like that much better than like who's the best example here? Like that much better than like maybe War Dog. I don't know, like someone like that, like or even like Lauren Harp. Just because she had like one winning scenario that she almost got to, even though it wasn't intentional. I think like that sort of thing is like being favored probably too much with this version of the list. But again, we'll deal with that later. Yeah, what am I doing with T-Bird? I feel like T-Bird's kind of in this range too. I don't know if she's like as definitive of a person that like definitely would have won had the Kelly vote gone a different way, but it is looking pretty good, right? I would say she's probably closer to the Jake Ken level. Or maybe Jim Rice even. Like it's a spot where like she still does like lose out on a vote. Like it's still because like with like these people, and I guess too for Marcus does too. But like with Brandon, Austin, Nick, it's like they just come to merge down in numbers. Like there's not much they can really do there. If Marcus being swap screwed, it's like whatever. With like T-Bird, it's like she does lose a vote, and again, it is a weird situation with Brandon and like yeah, it's like based around like outside the game sort of things there. But I would still say that you can like falter a bit more than like these players at least. So yeah, I think I'll go above Jim Rice. I think that's maybe where I'll land. I think actually like a thing with T-Bird also is that she's not even in the majority at the beginning of the game. I think that's like another thing you can maybe call out from her. But T-Bird was like it was half and half. It's like it's not like it's that big of a deal. So I think I'll go something like that. And then we got to figure out where Jen and Greg go. Who I think in actuality they're probably just going down. I mean, like I guess maybe it's different for the two of them. Like maybe they shouldn't be so connected. Like Greg, I think is probably what? Like somewhere in this range. He's kind of like the opposite of Danny in a way. Of like someone that like should have made a move and just didn't. But like had the things like where like Danny's the one that made a move and that was like a bad move. Greg's like a person that had a good move lined up and then didn't do it. Maybe somewhere in like this range with like Mitch and Sebastian. I mean, he gets to the 6 with win equity. I mean, not like the biggest jury threat in the world, but like he did want to go to the end with like Jen at that point. He like had a trio lined up at least, and he at least had a path to the end at that point, where he would have been a likely winner. But he does get outplayed by the end. Maybe closer to here. Maybe closer to Ashley. Go hit the mic. Especially because like he is a fairly active player. Or actually, no, that's just this, isn't it? That is literally just Caleb and Kellen. I mean, Screwed is kind of a... I don't know if I would say screwed by Kobe blowing up his spot because he should have just actually sided with Kobe. But yeah. And then Janu quitting is, yeah, I think that's fair to call out at least. Um, but to be fair, she quit because of how like the group treated her, which like he's part of that. So it's like I don't know. But still, yeah, it's those are definitely major factors. I think Greg's going in the Caleb Kellen tier here. I think I'm leaning below them. Yeah, I think I go below because I think with I think Greg not. I guess too for Greg and Caleb are kind of more similar in the sense that like it's more egregious that they couldn't get the flip on the go through. Considering it's like with their own people, like Caleb lost Sierra, Greg lost Tom and Ian for that vote. I think the fact that Caleb goes to more tribals early on, controls more of the votes there. Greg is someone that doesn't have to play as much game. I think I lean Caleb. He's putting Drew up reminiscent of Fessy putting up Scotty now. Because like Drew's not a real ally for Haley. Like if Devins put up Drew, then like maybe there's a conversation to be had. Even that's not really the same, but like there's at least a conversation to be had there. But for Haley, it's like Drew's not loyal to her. Like Drew probably would have put up red corner. What am I doing, Jen? So Jen's a player that like theoretically can win. Like she gets to the end of Katie, she wins, which is what she was trying to do. If she got to the end with Ian, there's at least an argument. I do think Jen's too passive for most of the game, and that's kind of an issue. Who I give credit for running Water Tribe? I would say Vetus until Caleb like takes out Brad. Then I think that's Caleb, obviously. Like I would say it's like Vetus as the main driver strategy that's like puppeteering Brad to a degree, even though I think Brad has his own influence in there too. But I would say it's like Brad and Vetus, and then Caleb flips it on them at the end. Is Haley putting up Drew burn his relationship with Patrick Devins? I think like from what I understand, like they're kind of like at least Drew's like aware that like Devins was in on this, right? That like it seems like Devin wants to like. But again, it's a spot where like it seems like from Drew's perspective, it's like, oh, they want Melody out because they're trying to weaken me more than like they what was it? They want me more than they want me out. It's like Caleb flipping on Brad was a bad move. I would still say it is, but still a thing he did and succeeded in. Like I would still give him credit for pulling off the move. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Jen, probably closer to this range. Like she's not like fully a goat though, but she's also like, I mean, maybe she's like an Aaliyah Gabler situation. I don't think it ended up mattering. I just think it's bad to do it. Like it's like I think it's like it's a spot where like obviously it makes him a bigger player. It also like messes up his like actual alliance in the game. Or like I don't like he's doing it to save like Sierra and Katie, who ultimately don't really seem to have that much loyalty to him. Like I just don't think it's a good move for him. Now I guess like it's a spot where like obviously, like, knowing a swap is coming and whatnot, obviously it makes it a lot worse also. Or like, I don't know, maybe in his mind he was like, oh, we're just gonna go tribal like a billion more times, and like in that case, then yeah, it's like making the move puts you at the top of the tribe, but like again, like you're likely gonna swap. To where like it feels like a short-sighted move, but like I do get it though. Like I get why he does it. Is Jen Dan Foley? I guess you could argue it. Because Jen is a fat guy. Well, because yeah, Jen, like, I think you could argue she's playing optimally, but she wasn't for the entire game. But I guess that is kind of like, that's actually kind of Lauren O'Connell coded to a degree. Wait, where did I put Jen? Oh, she's still down there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe this category. By the end, she was playing optimally. She was in the majority for a good chunk of the season, though does eventually get blindsided, though, like, somewhat recovers. Yeah, generally, I think she is kind of like Lauren O'Connell, like, adjacent. Dan Foley for traders, sure. Why were Nick and Phil allowed to compete as one player? Because they wanted them to. Because they wanted that twist. Yeah, I think I'm going. I think Jen and Lauren O'Connell feels like an okay comparison. Yeah, I think I go that. Okay. Where did we start off today, by the way? I think we started at 164, right? So we've done 12 people. Oh, that's good time. And that's like what, one player every 6 minutes? That's something. That's good. I think in competitions they swapped left and right. They swapped every week is what I meant to say. They like 1 week would be the Phil week, 1 week would be the Nick week. Like that's how they handled it. And shockingly, they won most of their competitions on the Nick week. I wonder why that's the case. Yeah. I would love to see Jason on the Traders. I'd love to see Jason most shows. Yeah, I thought Jason was a lot of fun. All right, then we got Sean, Natalie Bolton, Baylor, and Sydney Gillen. Which my gut is that Sean's probably moving down at least. But we'll see. Oh, yeah, I never did read this. What is this? Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. That seems like a very Felicia thing to write. All right, what was it? 4, 16, 29, 32. 4, 16, 29, 32. I think I'm going to continue doing it for one-time players. It doesn't matter, but like it also bothers me to not do it. But to be fair, it is wasting time though. Is kind of the issue though, isn't it? Yeah, actually, yeah, fuck it. I'm not gonna stop. Yeah, I'm gonna stop because I generally it doesn't actually matter. Especially because like also I'm not even doing this anymore because like the thing is also it was helping with like making this chart, but like I'm not even gonna do the same. This takes too much time. It's genuinely not worth it. So Yeah, fuck it. I'm just not gonna do it. Yeah. Um. Let's see. So, where are we actually doing this though? So Sean, I feel like is moving down, considering Sean was a goat and also like couldn't get to the end, or at least didn't have a good shot of getting to the end. Like maybe he's like in this like Liz Trish level, like Liz Trish Aaron Lobdell. Actually, him and Aaron Lobdell might not be the worst comparison. Which is, thank God, below Heather. Let's see. I forgot that Jason is this high. Is that too high for Jason? But also, who fucking cares? Like, it's gonna change anyway. Yeah, I think Sean Rector probably around there. I guess really all these are goats, aren't they? I forgot that's the like that was kind of the notion behind these players, that they're all goats. But they're goats that like played actively and did some good things. Why dislike Heather? Like I just don't think she's a good player for one, and then I know she's supposedly problematic. But to be fair, like I'm more so just shading her as a player. Who'd Romeo want out when he put Mike and Jonathan in the fire? I believe Mike. But yeah, all these players are goats, but I think they're like pretty good players as goats. I mean, supposedly she said some like weird things on the season. And yeah, MAGA, yeah. I mean, like I don't know what those things are, but I know Shan claims that she did at least. But to be fair, it's Shan. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Let's see. Again, I think for the sake of this list, yes. Ultimately, it's not gonna like that's not where it's gonna land. Like I'm definitely having Sydney higher than fucking Heather. For the sake of this list, Heather did come closer to winning than Sydney did. I would much rather have Shan back than Drea. I don't even think Drea was even that good of TV. Like at least Shan's good TV. Like I don't even think Drea is good TV. I generally I can't even think of like a good like TV moment from Drea as a character. Like literally, I think her exit was like the better character moment. Was she a good person? Was she? I guess like on the show, I guess. Oh, she's a good person in general. Anyway, that was Sia's reasoning. Yeah. Yeah. So with these people, I think Sean here makes sense. Natalie. Yeah, generally, I think most of these people here makes sense. To a degree, I guess like the Sean is there, which is like, I don't know, maybe that's too high for the Sean. But like these are players that were like goats, but they did some good things. Is like kind of the general vibe with this tier. Fortitude had live feeds, Ray and Jonathan would come up force. Yeah. Hey, when Shan said Ricard, from what I understand, actually, I believe that wasn't the case with Shan. I believe when Shan told that to Ricard, she actually meant it because she didn't realize, like, she thought that Ricard voted with her. Like, she didn't realize that Ricard voted her out until, like, Ponderosa. So, like, from what I understand, it's like she left the game actually, like, thinking, like, Ricard was her only ally, only to then realize that Ricard turned on her. I mean, it's almost as if Shan's not that strategic. Mind-blowing, right? The Ricard of Shan's vote, not by the end. I mean, like, if it's like Ricard, Heather, Deshawn, like, I think Shan's voting for Ricard, but, like, I don't think she wanted to vote for Ricard, by the end. Shan, do I vote Brad or JD out? I don't think it matters that much. Genuinely, I mean, like, I think I would vote at JD, but, like, I would even consider voting out Ricard, to be honest. Unpopular opinion, I think Danny played the second best game of 41. I do think that's unpopular. Because, I don't know. I don't think Danny's game's that good. If anything, I think Danny might be one of the most, like, overrated, like, new era players to some degree. I don't know. I don't think Danny's that good. And I love Danny. Like, I like Danny on the show. I love him on Challenge, especially. But, like, yeah, I don't think Danny's that good of a player. Danny's too much of a beta. But, like, being serious, that is kind of the like, gameplay wise, like, that is kind of his issue. Well, yeah. Even Sean versus Aaron, I think, is interesting. Because, like, Sean's on the outs for more votes, right? Like, Sean, but I guess, like, too, for, like, Aaron would have been if she went to more tribals early on. Like, Sean was on the outs during, like, the Peter vote, was on the outs during the, like, the Rob vote. So I actually feel like maybe Sean is potentially here, especially as, like, he doesn't even make, like, at least Liz makes the final 4, Aaron makes the final 3, he only makes the final 5. Like, if anything, I guess maybe he is kind of Trish coded. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Trish as the parallel there. He's there. And then we got Natalie makes the 4, very little win equity. But I guess, too, for Natalie, she's not, like, drawing dead. Like, there's a shot the, like, fans vote for her. What happens? Aaron Taj final 2. I would have to count the votes. Like, I'm not, like, 100%. Like, JT Steven, vote Taj. Coach. Yeah, I think it probably is just Taj. I think Coach goes Taj. Debbie goes Taj. Aaron probably gets Sierra. Actually, no, Brendan might go Taj too. Yeah, actually, yes, it's probably just a Taj win. I think Aaron gets Sierra. Who's the other juror? Tyson. Tyson goes. Tyson might go Aaron, actually, but it's like either way. Yeah, that's the issue with Taj. Like, people like Taj. Like, people like I think if it wasn't for the fact that she was rich, like, I think she would definitely be a pretty big jury threat. But, like, people knew she was rich, so they're like, do we need to give her the money? Who do I think has the power? I would lean Drew, personally, but I think there's obviously a major chance it's D. I just don't know why D wouldn't tell. Like I just believe in the fact that like D would tell Devins. I think Lauren played the second best game at Edge of Extinction. I think that's fair. Yeah. Like I think like between Gavin and like I think Gavin's 1, Lauren 2. I think that's fine. But yeah. Natalie, I kind of feel like maybe Natalie is like in the Heather range of someone that had like a niche kind of winning situation. Though Tifa didn't really come that close to it, but I guess you could say she was screwed. I forgot that was like part of the calculus in it, right? Is that like you can argue, I don't know if screwed's really the right term, but like obviously the final 6 round is one where like she had tied numbers, like technically again Suri like knew about the idol, so it's like it's not really much of anything, but like and she had tied numbers in that round, like that's something. Yeah, she's probably still here though. Victoria's higher. I think it's debated. I don't know. Like Victoria, my issue with her is that I just don't think anyone's generally taking her to the end. Again, like I just don't think she really had a path to the end. It's like, yeah, she probably wins the jury vote. And like she was obviously disfavored by the Edge of Extinction returnees and whatnot. But I think Lauren's like path to the end is probably cleaner, and then has like again you still argue who wins between her and Gavin. Yeah, I think Natalie. Actually, really, there's actually like an argument Natalie could be even lower though. Because like, is Natalie even that much better than like a Sundra? Because like, I guess it's like, is it a spot where I'm giving her credit for having like maybe a winning situation? Like because she gets the fans' votes, potentially. I don't know if I'm willing to give her that. Like yeah, I feel like for the sake of this list, I actually feel like she might be closer to like the Sundra level. Because like even within the Black Widow Brigade, it's like it's like again you can call it the wonkiness of the final 6 round, but like either way, like she was still like her and Alexis were like the bottom 2 out of 5. It's like it's not like they actually had like a majority there that entire time. They were playing a good like it's like even if the like Black Widow Brigade actually got the final 5, it's like Natalie and Alexis were gonna get voted out. So it's like like generally, I think I kind of want to go Sundra even above. But I think I would go above Heidi for Natalie. Actually, even with Heidi, at least Heidi's playing like more optimally, I guess. Kind of. I mean, too fair, she does turn on Danny for like no fucking reason. But anyway. What do we got here? Baylor. I think the only argument for Baylor being this high, so like Baylor's drawing dead jury wise. Like she can't win the game. Like even in a final two with like Missy probably wins that. Um, like Baylor can't win, though she's like a competent player. Um, like she's involved in a lot of things that Natalie is doing. Even when she's like voted out, she's obviously getting sniped out by an idol. Um, she did have no win equity, so that's like a major criticism. Though her navigation through the game's not bad. I'm thinking like somewhere in this range. Um, yeah, but she wasn't meant to be the second boot from like most people involved. Where it's like she was almost second boot in like a weird like plurality sort of. I don't know if plurality is the right term because it would have been 5-3, right? But anyway, it's a spot where like it's not like the like yeah, because like the vote was split onto her and then she would have like accidentally gotten the majority. But like it's not like the people that split the vote onto her actually meant for her to go home. If Heidi actually played Optimally in Final 3, it'd be Jamie and Caroline. I mean, okay, I guess Optimally not really the right term, but more so I meant like was trying to take out Carson at the end. Uh, How do I think Emily does on 50 if there's no Mr. Beast idol or Devin hits Shot in the Dark? I don't feel like that's the revolving door that I was thinking of. Either way, it's like there's a chance she makes the Final Four. I know Rizzo wanted to take her to Final Four, so it's like I think there's definitely worlds where that happens. I think is I think like without Rick there, it's like I think that just changes like way too much to even like gauge how the game would have played out at that point anyway. Considering so much of Edge Extinction ends up being revolved around Rick and plans on like how to get Rick out and like I don't know, like it's just so much of the end game of that season revolves around like players having to like maneuver around Rick. So I think it's like really difficult to even gauge like any semblance of how that season would have played out without Rick there, especially considering like how like hyper strategic that cast was and like how willing they were to make big moves left and right. Yeah, I am leaning towards somewhere in this range because I feel like she is a better player than Missy. Like she had a rougher start, but I think by the end she definitely plays a more like she plays a stronger game than Missy. Like she's more involved in like the plans that Natalie is doing. Actually, I guess in a way though, that is kind of Dan Spilo coded. I mean, the jury very much respected Victoria. And to be fair, I actually think they probably had like an over exaggerated view of Victoria's game. But like they looked at Victoria as like the leader of like what was going on. Yeah, maybe Mick level. Actually, no, but then Jason literally does get betrayed. Actually, I don't think that's that different. Between Jason and Baylor. Yeah, I actually feel like that's kind of close. Debating which one's better. Even then, I don't even like. Do they even remember Justin Cody that much anymore? Like they haven't been involved in anything CBS wise in like a while now, right? Like since like pre-COVID. I feel like Jess is someone they're willing to bring back, though. I don't know if they're willing to bring back Cody, but yeah, Jess is probably gonna be pregnant like all the time anyway. If that guy be top 150, possibly for this list. Not gonna be in the final one. He'll probably be around like, if I were to guess on the final one, he's gonna be probably like somewhere in this range. But yeah, because like on like the last tier list I did, he was at what, 307? Was that what it was? Yeah, I would move up on Dan Foley now. Like I'm expecting to move up on Dan Foley. I'm not expecting to move up on him that much. Like I feel like moving him into like top 150 is insane. But like I'll put him like somewhere in like the 200 sort of range. Where did I put? Wait, who was I moving again? I generally don't even remember anymore. Baylor. That's who I'm saying. I guess there's an argument Spilo's above Jason. Yeah, is it like Spilo maybe? Actually, really, I guess there's an argument that Spilo is actually closer to Chelsea and Sabrina. And then, yeah, like Baylor's probably here with Jason. And I guess, I don't know, why is Monica here actually? Like, I feel like Jason and Baylor probably together, and then. Cool. Yeah, maybe that the breakdown. Spilo's close to them. All right, then we got Sydney. Sydney plays a pretty strong game, but again, lacking win equity. Also plays at the bottom of her group. I think this is probably like, I think Sean Rector level is kind of appropriate if I were to guess. Like it's a spot where she gets fourth. Though, yeah, it was always getting fourth, right? Yeah, like because if Joe didn't get medevac, she was also going to be fourth there. Again, she had a path to 3 because Joe got medevac, but even then she wasn't going to win. Does play a pretty strong game before that, though. Again, like it does have a lot of influence at points, though kind of just dies at the end. I think my instinct's to go below Sean Rector, even though I think maybe above. I don't know. I think like Sydney's end is more egregious to me than Sean. Where like Sean at least like was more like he at least recognized his position and was playing more optimally at that point. Like Sydney just like never seemed to realize that she was on the bottom and never did anything about it. If Sydney wins fire, it's no, I think Ty wins that, right? Like if it's Sydney, Ty, Aubrey, I think there's too many votes up in the air, to be honest, but I don't think Sydney wins though. Like you got Michelle, the probably vote Sydney. You have Joe votes Aubrey. You have Jason who votes Ty. You have Julia who votes Ty. Okay, cool. You have Scott who votes Ty. You have Debbie who votes Sydney or Ty. I think for sake of this, we'll give it to Sydney. Final 10 is Nick. I don't know which one Nick votes for. I'm like, I assume not Ty, considering he didn't vote for Ty in the real life situation. But yeah, like, I think I would lean Ty possibly getting like Debbie's vote. And like Ty somehow pulling off the win there, but oh, if Michelle was there. Oh, she definitely doesn't win then. Like, there's no chance she wins that. Like, that's not even worth running through. It's like, yeah, just fucking Michelle wins anyway. I think Joe votes Michelle over Sydney. And then Nick. Nick might vote. Again, it's between Sydney and Ty in that spot, I guess. I don't know. Then yeah, Aubrey. Actually, Aubrey probably votes Ty. I don't know. Again, like I don't think. Yeah, I would not be banking on Sydney winning that still. Sure. Again, like I think again, this is where I'm talking about. Like this is so much into the what if that's like who fucking cares? That like okay, Sydney could win if she wins like jury removal, and then also she gets like all. It's like this doesn't matter. It's like cool she can win this like very 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 specific niche like a jury scenario that never would have happened. Or yeah, again like this doesn't matter. Oh. I'm still debating her and Sean. I think I'm leaning above Sean, actually. I think our early game's way better. So, there's between Sydney and Andy. Andy is more likely to like have a shot at winning. I feel like. Also, Andy gets sniped out of the game. Like he probably would have made it to 3 had he not gotten sniped out of the game. Like I think there's very different. Yeah. All right. We got this tier. Tawana, Mike Cheezel, Ashley Underwood, Kelly Remington, Lauren Rimmer, Chelsea Townsend, and Caroline. Which this is a very like potential based tier. which probably means they're moving down. Okay, so cancel this list. Well, most people won't even see this list. Most people won't even see that this list exists. I mean, how cancel can it really be? But yeah, so we got what, 7, 22, 30. Wait, no, I'm not even doing that. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm not doing this anymore. Generally forgot. Whatever, we'll just close that. All right. Actually, too fair. Actually, maybe it would actually matter for these sort of people, considering they are like booted relatively early, like in comparison to the rest. But like Tijuana, I think is probably closer to the like that what if grouping of people. Mike Shields is probably also the same. I think they're both probably closer to that like where like Roger was. Ashley's kind of interesting. I think there's an argument Ashley could be around this level. Maybe like a tad lower. I don't know. We'll see. Kelly Remington. Not really sure what I'm doing with Kelly Remington. Like probably moving down, but I'm not sure where. Lauren Rimmer probably has an argument for like somewhere around here. Considering it seemed like she had pretty big win equity and she gets sniped out of the game. Chelsea, I'm leaning towards probably having her closer to where Kellen is. Wherever that is. It's like somewhere around here, right? Where's Kellen? Where's Kellen? She's not like that far away, is she? Oh, I guess she is. She's all the way down there. And then, what was it? Caroline. Caroline, I think Caroline probably should be closer to where Andy is. Maybe, I feel like she's like maybe slightly better than Andy as a player. Anyway. I think these two, I feel fairly confident they're moving down in Tijuana and Mike Cheezel. And for Kelly Remington, too. Like, I think we'll go down to the, kind of like what if grouping, which is here. Tijuana, I think, like, generally, I think Tijuana's probably, like, in this range. I think she's someone that, like, could have viably won had Morgan come to merge with numbers. Like, she would have been in a pretty decent spot. Like, she's in a pretty decent spot within the alliance. She also, like, supposedly was, like, willing to flip. I think I'm willing to give her a little bit more than Jim Rice because she was at least involved in like taking Rupert out. Like she was at least able to like get a vote like through after being flipped on. Like Jim Rice is just like pagonged in like an unceremonious way. I guess that is like maybe that's more of a T-Bird. I don't know, I'm thinking here. I'm thinking like below Breton and Roger. But in this tier. Brand's better? I don't think he is. Yeah, I generally don't think he is. Mike Cheezel, he's somewhere in this range. I kind of think he's just at the top. Like, Like, I feel way more confident Mike Chizo winning if he had numbers than any of these other people. Well, I guess not Marcus, but like Marcus like deserves it more, I guess. Or like I feel like Mike's just a better Brandon. There. Kelly Remington. Kelly Remington. She might move down a lot. It's tough because like while she was there, she played pretty well, but there's just not. She was more screwed. I don't know. I like Brandon's more screwed. Like barely. Like I mean, like it's like Brandon came in to merge 6'4". Mike Chizo came in like what 5'6'1" or whatever. Or, like I'm technically like you know be technically like 7'5", but like again like I guess if we're including Matt Elrod as like a potential other person, it's like I don't think the situations are that different. If anything, Brandon actually had like what Cindy and Judd were on his tribe earlier in the season. Like if anything, actually Brandon was less screwed because like he actually has reason to have relationships with the people that he merged with that didn't side with him. Like Mike just met Matt for the first time. Say I'm sticking. Kelly Remington. Wonder how Redemption 9 changed to a swap. Obviously it's very different. Like it would have been interesting to see if like Rob would have been able to keep his control. Where's Kelly Remington? I generally don't even know where to even look if I'm being like like maybe like here? I don't know. Like I generally don't know. Or is it just a spot where like maybe like the MC level? Like I guess MC's like eliminations more earned. But I guess to be fair, like, is she that different from a Jack? Like I think like her like alliances were a little bit more clear than Jack, but yeah, I don't know if she should be that much higher. Favorite survivor alpha, beta, and submissive. Who's my favorite survivor submissive? It's probably Joe Hunter. And we can't say Kelly's 100% making it the final 4. That's an insane thing to say at final 12. That she's 100% making it the final 4. If we're saying that, then like fucking Tyler's 100% making it the final 4 at the time the final 11. Okay, you just that's why like I can't put her like, especially with the current criteria. I think it's insane to put her that high. Like if we're basing it on what we actually saw, we can't fucking put Kelly Remington this high when she got booted the final 12 and there's so much game left to play. I am leaning towards this. Because Matt Chizel at least had an alliance that would have been a majority. With Kelly, it's like she would have been in a 4-person group, and she would have been with Mike, who also gets flipped on. To where it's like, it's not even like a solid, like it's not even like a blatant majority that would have like for sure stayed together. Where like I feel like with Zapatera, it's like that's just a group that's good. Like literally seeing how Redemption Island plays out, that's literally just a group that's gonna stay together. Like they're just gonna run the entire thing. Her and Kelly Sharbaugh. I think Kelly Remington's better positioned than Kelly Sharbaugh to win the game, especially. Um, mm, Dave Ball. Where's Dave Ball? There. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really feel like it's a 1-for-1, but also actually a credit to also the mic is that like considering it's Redemption Island, he actually almost does win that season also. Like obviously it's because of Redemption Island, but still. Be where Nate is. I think it's pretty different. Like I think Kelly's like in this. Like Nate was like like we're talking about Nate Moore. Is that what we're talking about? Like Nate Moore was on the bottom of his alliance. Like Kelly was like seemingly at the top. And if not at the top, then at least like was kind of the glue between the blue collars. Yeah, but I think Kelly like you can definitely say Kelly like deserved the idol out to a degree. Like I think she did mismanage the no callers. Where like obviously it's a situation where like it only matters because they had an idol, but like she did drop them like at the merge in a spot where they felt like she betrayed her. I think Nate's yellow, if I remember right. Yeah, he's yellow. Yeah, but it's still luck based on like who exactly has it and like if they know to play it and like. How come Carolyn didn't get blowback for ditching no colors when Kelly did? Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm saying. What's keeping him from being light green? The fact that he was at the bottom of his alliance and like, I don't know, like he's fine. I mean, like generally he could be light green, but like ultimately, like it doesn't matter. Like, again, literally, that was just my gut feeling is that he's yellow. Like there's no actual like science to it really. It's just that yeah, he feels yellow. I think I'm actually gonna put her closer to Jessica Lewis. I actually feel like is a parallel that feels better to me than like putting her with like Dave Ball and like Tammy in them. But yeah, I'll put her here, I think. Just because they didn't get saved by an idol. Kind of. I mean, like with Jessica, it's like her boots later, and it's more of a spot where like we kind of have a more concrete opinion where the entire game lays out at that point. Where I feel like with Kelly, it's like it's so far out that's like I don't feel confident that like the power structure would stay together. It's like literally by the end, it's like Rodney turns against Carolyn, and it's like I don't have faith that Alliance would have stuck together to the end. The other 49 swap tribe power structures, it looks like. We're talking about like Steven group, who was there, like the majority Hina, and then I mean like Shannon goes home if they go to tribal. Like I know Alex and Sage got in with like Steven and like MC and them. But Rodney loved Carolyn at the time too. It's like, again, like we just don't know how things would have changed. Like with Rodney, it's like he loved like both Kelly and Kelly and Carolyn from preseason. Like that was the story. Is that like it was like Rodney, Carolyn, Kelly, and Will like essentially made a pre-game alliance or whatever. Like at Ponderosa. Is how they were all looking at each other or whatever. They just go after Christina. Couldn't tell you. Probably Sage, but don't know. These people. Yeah, that's why like Rodney and Will, and that's why that alliance comes together like right at the merge, is because they already like planned on working together from like before the season even started. That's why like Rodney and Will are like ride or dies like right away, despite like never even fucking talking until the merge. This guy's still the highest merge boot. Probably. Like she's still above like Charlie. Now obviously assuming like one-time merge boot, right? But yeah. But yeah, Ashley. I think Ashley's interesting. She probably takes a bit of a dip, but had a lot of win equity by the time of the final, or like theoretically has a lot of win equity by the time of Final Four. Did need to win Final 5 immunity, which is bad, but like I think these people are at least for sure better. Philip in top 20. Sure. Michael Snow was a while ago, I believe. Yeah, we did Michael Snow yesterday, I believe. I think Janet's one that like again with the Idol Nullifier of it all and there being fire making at Final Four, it's like I think Janet was closer to winning than Ashley was. Especially because like also docking Ashley for needing immunity at Final 5. I'm thinking her of Scout. It's not even like it's like technically Ashley's game is worse in the sense that like Scout was more in a binary of like just needs to win final. I guess for Ashley, you could argue that with Ashley, but yeah, it's the fact that Ashley needs Final 5 immunity. I think like docks her, even though I think like practically Ashley is a better player. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not even like 100% she beats Rob. And she still fails to actually like take the shot at Rob. Like even though her plan was to get rid of Rob, she couldn't. Oh, maybe that's more of a Gen level then. Yeah. Ashley's like one round closer, technically. What happens if Ashley wins Final Four immunity? Yeah, I think Philip goes out. Ashley could try to make a move, but like, best she can do is rob Philip fire making, and like Rob probably wins. So, I literally just copied the names from Wikipedia. So, and again, they didn't put the nickname Jen for her, so yeah, I guess she's just Jennifer here. What's she listed as? It's Jen with 2 N's, right? It's like that, right? But nah, actually, let's do it this way. No, because like Coach, they put like Benjamin Coach Wade, so I left the Coach in there. But if Jen, like they literally just put her as Jennifer Lyon, so it's like, if ours says Jen now, a little too fucking bad. Workbook, match case, match entire. Her name's listed 30 times. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going by what Wikipedia said. Yeah, Ashley there I think is fine. And then we got Lauren Rimmer, Chelsea, Caroline. Lauren, I think I'm leaning towards having her around here. Like, get sniped by an idol. Had a pretty solid alliance at the time she's taken out. It's like, yeah, you can argue, does Devin flip to go with Chrissy and Ryan? But I think that's a spot where we just don't really know. And, like, Devin was loyal to Lauren at the time that the vote happened. So I think I'm willing to put her in the Janet sort of category there. And yeah, I do feel fairly confident she could have won. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, I guess I need to move this. But I do feel fairly confident that she would have won if she had gotten to the end against someone that wasn't Mike. Okay, what the fuck? Wait. Okay, cool. Yeah, she was the next boo on the Hustler tribe. Wait, how'd that happen again? Okay, yeah, cool. Let's try this again. There we go. Scout's last name Cloud Lee. I think so. Either that or like Cloud's her middle name and she just wants her middle name to be like out there. I don't know. Oh, is there partners? Yeah, maybe that actually makes sense. Yeah, maybe her partner's last name is Lee. And like her last name being Cloud would make sense because like she's native, right? That's like a more native like last name. Lauren versus Janet. I mean, like technically Janet was closer to winning. So I think I'll go Lauren there. Actually, is Lauren... I think you can argue Lauren with Kenny, actually. I think the difference would be Kenny's felt more like earned, like his elimination. Like she was born Janet Spencer, and that's her name. Actually, I think I will go with Kenny because I do think her win is less secure than that of Janet's. Like with Janet, it's like if she gets the final 4, I think she just wins. I think I'll go above Kenny though. I mean, I feel fairly good about her like jury chances. I think ultimately, again, we just don't know if like Devin remains loyal to her or not. I think that's like just the big thing. Where it's like if Devin remains loyal to her, then she has a really good chance of getting to the end. If Devin doesn't, then she doesn't. Dude, fucking Phillips at 152. He's about to be number 151. Chelsea. I think Chelsea is going down. I think Chelsea's wherever Kellen is, though a tad better. Or maybe, actually, maybe I can argue a little bit more than Kellen. But where's Kellen, though? Wait, did I pass Kellen? I passed Kellen, didn't I? Yeah, she's there. Okay. So, with Chelsea, it's like, it's a spot where, like, you can argue she was screwed by the split tribal. Where if it wasn't for split tribal, maybe she makes the move against Dama Wendell then, and then, why is she burying Kellen? I'm trying to remember what the logic was, because I remember there was something. I know, like, part of it, like, so, okay, I know that, like, Kellen is someone that had her, like, she theoretically could have taken a shot at Dom and Wendell during a split tribal and didn't. Where, like, Chelsea didn't have an opportunity to at all. I know that was, like, a point. Also, Chelsea's, like, more in a central position throughout more of the game. Kellen is someone that, like, they literally throw the immunity challenge to take out Bradley because of his connection with Kellen. I think it's a lot of, like, minor things, though it's, like, a spot where, like, it could switch, and I'm not, like, that opposed to it. It's kind of whatever. Like, obviously, Kellen does survive over Chelsea. Win equity-wise, I don't even think it's, like, that. Like, generally, it's, like, I don't know who wins between the two. Like, I think both are, like, reasonable jury threats, though not, like, the biggest jury threat. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, Scout is the oldest living female Survivor player? Is that really the case? Yeah, I mean, I guess just... Really? Scout's older than, like, Diane Ogden and like, I don't know, like, Patricia and, like, stuff like that. But, yeah, okay. Yeah, fuck, I'll switch her with Kellen. It's like, whatever to me. And then there's one person, right? Caroline. I think Caroline's just with Andy. If anything, actually, maybe she's below Andy for the sake of this list. Like, I think Caroline's a more, like, sound, like, strategic player. I think she's someone that, like if you were to put Andy or Caroline on, like, the same, like, if they were to play again, like, I would have so much more faith in Caroline than Andy as a player. But for the sake of this list, it's like Andy is the one that, like, gets Caroline out. It's not like either had, like, the biggest win equity at the time that they were taken out. Like, both of them were people that, like, kind of had to argue their case at Final Tribal for respect, where, like, they weren't really that respected at the time that they were voted out. I guess with Caroline, it's a spot where, like, Rachel's immunity win obviously, like, disfavored her. But I guess obviously Rachel's idol disfavored Andy. But I guess even in that spot, though, it is a spot where, like, they legitimately did target Andy, though, where, like, Caroline was, again, just the backup. Yeah, we still don't know who has the power. I'll say I'm proud of Haley for preserving for the first 3. Yeah, again, it was such a brutal 3 weeks for Haley. I can't believe she had to sit not on the block. That's insane. What is this? Conti Brent. Cool.
She got out of the house, she was in some sort of competition, wasn't it? Where she had to put anal beads not in her anus but in her vagina. Sorry. Alyssa said.
Yeah, cool. What a great clip. It's not like confirmed D does have it, but D didn't tell Devins, which does feel strange if she does have it. Wait, how did Andy get there? What? Andy wasn't there before, was he? Did I have Andy in the... I thought I had Andy with Philip, didn't I? Okay, cool. What the fuck? Like, how did Andy get there? Whatever. I think I'm gonna have Caroline. I'll go a spot below Andy for this list. I think a lot of people use chat BBC or BBC, what the fuck it is, as their like group chat nowadays. Shocks me it took until BB16 for Big Brother to get widescreen. Yeah, dude, for something like Big Brother though, yeah, that's probably like most of their budget, right, for that season of like having this like upgrade all the cameras to high definition. It's like that's a lot of work for Big Brother. Yeah, I still haven't used Chat BCC. I think I'm probably better off. I think I'm better off just like seeing what's happening from the outside. Yeah, all right. I think these players are moving down. At least some of them. We got Twyla, Cass, Hannah Shapiro, Laurel, Eva, and Sage. Which I think they're moving into the GOAT tier, right? Like all these players are GOATs. I guess like too fair, like Laurel is not necessarily a GOAT. She just went to like the situation where she is a GOAT. But yeah, literally all the rest are people that can't win. See clips on Twitter, piss me off. Yeah, just screenshots, yeah. Yeah. It's funny that like so many like of the alum are going there. Actually, some of it does make me think like how much of this is like fake fighting for to say, because like if you know with Chat BCC, like they get paid like for like everyone that like signs up using their links or whatever. So part of me is like, I don't know, like how much of it is like them trying to like farm engagement to where like people like use their links to join Chat BCC. For reason to believe Twyla is a bigger goat than Eliza. Why? Like, if anything, I feel like Twyla is like one of the biggest goats that have ever existed. Like I think like when I think of a player that would be a Survivor goat, I look at Twyla. Like that is who I would expect to be a goat in Survivor. 600 people use Ashley's link, so she got what, $1,200 from that then? So good for Ashley. I believe they get paid $2 per person. That's what Kat Dunn said. very reliable source, Cat Dunn. Anyway. Yeah. Where are we at? So yeah, Twyla. Yeah, I just think all these people are probably moving into the GOAT tier. So okay, cool. That probably means Philip Shepard's moving up. Because Philip Shepard's the king of the GOATs. Generally, why did I have Cass above Philip Shepard? I mean, I guess you could, like, maybe argue it, but, like, it's not that big of a difference. Like, the fact that Philip Shepard was, because, yeah, like, where do I have, like, on my, like, this is the list from last time. Where's Philip meant to be? Yeah, he was meant to be at 302. Where, like, Cass was meant to be in, like, 140 something. Like, there should not have been that big of a gap between Philip and Cass. Do the men vote for her? I don't know for sure the men vote for her. Like, I think with Julie, it's like they're anti-Julie. I think with Scout, it's like, I don't know, they could vote for Scout. They have nothing against Scout. Like, I don't think they particularly liked Eliza either. Like, I don't think, like, really no one liked Eliza. When on my list compares to Russell's top 100, it's obviously the same. That's obviously why that's why I've been doing this entire time. I'm just trying to mask the fact that I'm just copying Russell's list. Cass's star is better than Phillips at least. Yeah, slightly. Not by that much though. What about Russell on his list or my list? On his list, yeah, he was like, yeah, somewhere in the top 10. Like, my list, he's going to be at, like, I don't know. Where is Russell, actually? Here? So what is that? 63. Yeah, against Eliza. Yeah, I think Twyla, yeah. Twyla, or like Eliza would get like Sarge, Chad, and then yeah, Leanne. Yeah, Leanne, Amy. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think Eliza beats Twyla for sure. Yeah, Twyla, like, played a very dominant game. The was a goat. I would. Like, Holly and Lisa, I think on paper have better win equity. I mean, like, Lisa definitely does, at least in the sense that we know of a situation where she wins. Holly, like, I don't even, like, can Holly win in a realistic, like, I guess she could probably win, like, a Nayanka Purple Kelly, but, like, in a situation that was, like, practical, I don't think so, right? Like, I think her best case was the Sash Chase situation, but I guess, to be fair, she was, like, at least playing for that. Like, Twyla was, like, couldn't win and also was playing for a worse situation of going to the end against Chris. That was worse than most of these people in this tier due to having. Wait. Is worse than most of the people in this tier due to having agency, at least? We're saying worse or better? What? Well, I think Philip and Caramoan played a fairly impressive game, even though he was a big goat, and then obviously first time he's just outright goat. I mean, I feel fairly good about, but obviously, yeah, it's you can't definitively say it, but also I feel pretty good that Philip could not win Caramoan. I think it would have been very difficult to see him win, especially considering he wanted to go to Cochrane and Dawn. So it's Sherry and Eddie. Depends. Couldn't tell you. Actually, is Twyla's probably closer to these people, isn't she? Like the Sherry Missy tier of older women that had dominant portions of the game. I guess Twyla had was kind of dominant in the entire game, but also couldn't win and didn't manage the jury well. And also wasn't playing optimally. I think at least these people were playing optimally for the most part. I guess not these, but these people also could win. So I'm thinking Twyla around there. Where are we at? We're at 3:13 in the morning. Cool. Okay. Then we get Cass, who I think I'm just gonna put with Philip. Both two-time players, both were some of the biggest goats of all time in their first appearance. Had a goodish second appearance, and generally Cass's second appearance is one where at least at the beginning of it, it seemed like she fixed a lot of the issues she had from her first game. So that's something. I think Twyla in her head thought was the optimum to take Chris. Yeah, but she was wrong. Yeah, I'm thinking Cass with Philip. Yeah, I'm debating on the order. I think I am going to lean Philip. Just because I feel like his Caramoan game is there's at least a bit more unknown. Where I feel like the highs of Cass's Cambodia game are probably higher. And since I feel like it's more likely she can win a jury vote on that season than Philip. It's still a spot where Cass's game ends pretty naturally, where Philip gets kind of sniped. So I think I'll give the slight edge to Philip. Then we got Hannah Shapiro. I think Hannah Shapiro's just in this tier with Holly and Lisa. Someone that not respected by a jury, but not completely dead jury wise. Maybe there's an argument. I mean, if it's a final 2 with Ken, it's she can win that, even though it's never happening. But it's not yeah, I don't think she's 1 billion% dead. But generally, maybe she's just a spot above Ken. I don't know, I guess she was. No, actually, I think I'm willing to put her here, above Holly. I guess maybe again, it's an argument Lisa had a winning scenario, so maybe she could be higher, but she also threw that away. I don't know what final 3 she wins. I think she wins a final 2 with Ken, in a is it just unanimous? Yeah, final 3, it's probably her best chance is against Will. And to be fair, I think she definitely gets votes in that situation. But I don't even know if she actually wins that. Biggest non-winning jury threats? Probably Rick Devens, right? In Edge of Extinction. I think that's my first instinct. I think Rick and Brett are my first two that come to mind. I think Hannah with Holly is perfectly fine, and I think it's just a debate of do I move Lisa up for having a niche winning scenario. Maybe I do, actually. Actually looking at it, maybe I do. I don't think this is going to stick to the final list, but I think, again, for sake of being consistent on this list, I think maybe I do. Oh, yeah, 3 on 50, yeah. I think, actually, Lisa's probably closer to the... Actually, no, maybe not. Maybe Lisa's still there. Okay, and then we got Laurel, who I think is probably... I mean, actually, Laurel is Lisa, isn't she? I think Laurel's actually pretty Lisa-coded. And the fact that Laurel could win the game, but she also, actively chose a path that led to her not winning the game. Let me think something. So, actually, I kind of... should Lisa just be lower? Lisa and Laurel? Maybe they should be, here, actually. With, Gabler and Nalia. To, fault them for not playing optimally. I feel like that is the approach I'm going to take here. And put that. Cool. Do this. Wait, no, one more. Oh, no, that was right. Never mind. Whatever. Then here, and then cuts, and then I'll go above, I guess. Or should they be below? I guess they didn't win, so it's yeah, maybe below, actually. Because at least, Gabler did win. Nalia, kind of almost wins. Yeah. I think something like that. And then we have... Wait, that... Okay, I'm dumb. I think I copied instead of cut, right? Wait. I fucked something up here. I'm trying to see what I fucked up. Because I'm missing one person now. Who did I forget to add? I am so fucked. Actually, no. I'm missing 2 people because Laurel's there twice. Wait, let me see something. Just double check everyone's still here. Across the entire thing. Okay, cool. Lisa played optimally. She didn't control scooping. I mean, I don't know. How do you phrase that? Because it's she didn't necessarily play optimally. Okay, I'm missing 2 people. Who the fuck am I missing then? Wait, okay, let me see something. Back. Well, that's annoying. Okay, cool. Yeah, I need to figure out who I'm missing now. Okay, cool. Fuck me. Like, it's not that I missed these, right? And then... Okay, cool. Dude, there's so much scrolling. What the fuck? Okay. How do I do... Wait, how do you select multiple? Say trying to get the end of Rizzo and Christina. Sage? I think so? Okay, whatever. I guess I'll fucking add. And then this. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. Everyone's still there. Okay, yeah. So I think everyone's still there. I didn't fuck up. I fucked something up, but like, because like 2 people are missing from this, but they're not missing from this plus the, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so who are the people I'm missing here? And like, ultimately, it doesn't really matter, but still, like, it, it annoys me, though. Eliza's there, Scout is there, Lauren and Ken are there, Philip and Cass are there, they're there, they're there. Ashley is there. Who did I miss? Like, was it just a long time ago? Like, someone I missed? So these are in the wrong column. Mick is there. Ben Katzman. Heather's still there. Let's see, 5. Yes, that's still fine. Dude, where are the people that I'm missing? Like, how long ago did this happen then? Like, Allie Bolton's there. Oh, here. No, Tawana is there. Here? Is Chelsea not there? Okay, Chelsea's one of them. Cool. Figured out one of them. Okay, so now where's the other? God damn it. Who's another person we added today? Kelly Remington? No, she's there. Varner, fuck me. Considering her edit's fitting, yeah. God damn it. Who's the other person I missed? Where's this point that was stopping. Okay, I checked up to here, right? They're still there. Carolyn. I should just double check. It is still off by 1, right? Yeah, it's off by 1. Cassandra, Sundra. Also, this is in the wrong thing, which doesn't really matter, but whatever. Roger, Mike Cheezel is there. T-Bird is there. Gentry. They're there. Dude, where is this? This is gonna bother me. Steven, Ron, Tyler, Sebastian, Sunday. Okay, no, fuck. I thought it was LJ for a second. No, LJ's there. Tammy, Dave Ball, Kelly Remington is there. They're all there. Dude, where is this? It's not Sue. Sammy Lilotti is there. Dude, am I losing my mind? Who the fuck was it? Did I miss it already? Oh, wait. No, never mind. It's not here. Dude, okay, this is annoying. All right, what's a good way of doing this? So like this should be so it's like 28. That should be equal to this, right? This should also be 28. Okay, it is. Okay. So let's, I guess that's maybe a way we can do this. All right, let's select this. This is 78. So this should also be 78 if everyone's here. It's 80. Wait, why is it 80? Wait, what? Okay, wait. It's 78. And this is 80? Oh, because, okay, that's why. Because Xander, okay. Because he's on the tier below. Okay, okay, never mind, I get it. Dude, fuck me. Okay, we'll do that. 76. Cool. 76, so it's not there either. And this is obviously very riveting stream right now. I'm sure everyone's so excited I'm doing this. That's 74. This is 74. Dude, I'm never gonna find it. Like, when did this happen? Like, this just happened like a long time ago and I just never noticed? Because like, this has to be like last stream then at this point. Let's do this. 74. 74. We have, go to here. 70. This needs to be 70. All right, it's in this grouping. Okay. So who is it? Josh Canfield's there. Jamie Dugan is there. Jessica is there. Michelle is there. Edgardo, Michael Snow. These three are there. These three are there. John Carroll, those three are there. Sierra. Wait. Yeah, okay. They're there. Julia, Tevin, Kelly, Peter Kowski are there. Cedric and Alex are there. Jeff Varner, Tracy are there. Debbie is there. It's fucking Sheehan. Which, yeah, that was at the end of last stream. So that's why. I just forgot at the end of the last stream to add Xian. There we go. Thank God. Fucking Xian. Yeah, Jenna was right. Yeah, alright. Eva and Sage. Fuck me. Okay. Eva and Sage. Eva, pretty big goat. So was Sage. Both had a lot of influence in the game, though. Technically Eva is like in more like theoretical danger early on, though. By the end, has a pretty smooth path to the end. Also can't win. Like Sage is someone that I think is probably here Twyla. If I were to guess, I don't think that's the worst like comparison. Both like kind of dominant-ish games. They'll also just like can't win the game and like burn the jury along the way. Above Holly, I don't think Holly does that much wrong. Like it's like I don't think Holly was the biggest jury threat, but like I think she's at least like playing optimally for a final 3 that she has the best chance in, and also like doesn't like actively burn the jury in the way that like Sage does. I'm thinking Sage here, and I think below Twyla. And Eva, yeah, Eva like post merge is very good. Eva like early game is a little bit rougher. At least like starting tribe. Post swap's decent. Can't win, so that's an issue. You can argue she was playing optimally, but like doesn't matter when she can't win. It's like there's not really an optimal path, considering it's like she doesn't win in anything. And it's not like there's a big difference between like Kyle, Camilla, and Mitch, but I guess like maybe Kyle is the lesser jury threat of the 3. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like probably like somewhere in this range. Maybe actually, generally, I guess this isn't the worst thing in the world. Her and Hannah Shapiro. Yeah, she did get 2 votes at the end. I guess that's like maybe something decent. I mean, I think with Lisa, it's like she wanted to do what was optimal, but she couldn't. And I still fault her for the fact that she couldn't, especially considering Skupin is like her #1 ally. That she should have been like. I think the fact that she fails to influence Skupin is actually worse than the fact that she isn't playing optimally in my mind. Like I think that's actually more egregious that she couldn't get Skupin to do what she wanted. Generally, I think Hannah was safer throughout most of the game than Eva. I think I would lean Hannah than Eva. For this. It's Skupin. I mean, like, you say that as if that's, like, I don't know. It's like, you would think Skupin would be, like, very, like, easy to manipulate. Lisa was a more intentional player than Aaliyah. I guess. And Lisa was also in a lot more danger early on than Aaliyah. Like, if Tenen goes to tribal first, like, Lisa's probably gone. And Leah's still, like, even though it was, like, somewhat accidental. It's like she at least does get to her ideal final 3 or final 2. He's delusional, so he thinks he could be anybody. But then he took out Malcolm. They're like, why was she able to get him to vote out Malcolm, but not Denise at the Abby vote? This tier, I got Kelly Wigglesworth, Terry Dietz, James, Eric, and Joe Englum. What the fuck am I doing this tier? I think they're moving down. I don't know, some of them are. Or maybe all of them. I don't know. Like, Kelly obviously makes it the final 2, but, like, doesn't have... I guess, to be fair, she actually does, she does get 3 votes. But, like, obviously her second appearance isn't that good. But I guess, to be fair, it's not, like, the worst in the world. Nah, maybe she's in, like, somewhere in this ballpark. Of, like, the returning player goats that have 2, like, okay appearances. Are they making this high? I mean, like, all of them are fairly consistent players. I mean, generally, like, Kelly gets more... maybe Kelly is above Philip and Cass. Like, she came closer to a win than either of them ever did. I think Kelly is... like, I mean, like, Kelly versus Sean, I think that's probably her chance to win. Outside of that, I think she loses to everybody. Like, post-jury. Like, I think Rich was probably her best chance outside of Sean. Which I guess in that you can, like, argue her playing optimally. That she went to the end against the person that she was, like, most likely to beat. Especially considering, like, the Sean vote was one that she didn't really have much of a say in it anyway. But... yeah, I don't know. I think that's... like, this is fine. Like, it's still spot where, again, she can't win, but she was playing optimally and is a 2-time player that has a second, like, okay run. So, oh, I forgot about... actually, generally, I forgot about Sue. Yeah, she might actually be Sue. Which, yeah, I guess that's actually more of a credit to her then. Because she was trying to get to the end of Sue. So, that's something. Yeah, she would need a lot of immunities to get there. I mean, she did. Like, she nearly needed, what, the final 6 on? But... yeah, I don't know. I think this is still fine. I think, like, yeah, put her with the other returning players that are goats on one appearance. But, and again, like, again, is Kelly as much of a goat? No. But, yeah, I think that's still okay. Actually, I guess Eliza is here, though. Because, like, Kelly Wigglesworth versus Eliza. Maybe Kelly Wigglesworth is better. Yeah, actually, I think Kelly Wigglesworth is probably better than Eliza. I guess, like, Eliza can win more in Vanuatu. But, like, is that different from, like, Kelly being able to beat Sue? And then, like, second appearance-wise, like, Kelly's in and out of the majority there, but, like, I think Kelly has more going on in the game than Eliza does, even though, obviously, Kelly doesn't play the game that much, but, like, I think she's at least being, like, involved in more than Eliza is on Micronesia. So, maybe I do go that. Yeah, Lysa's mainly this high for Vanuatu, like having some modicum of win equity. But yeah, I think she'll probably be closer to what she originally was when we do the other list. Where was Eliza? I feel like she's... Let's see. No, not Elizabeth. Oh, was she 165? Okay. That's higher than I thought it was, actually. But how much was she on this? Or where was she on this one? Oh, also 165. Cool. Was she really that high on the first two iterations? Okay. I could have sworn she was lower than that. Yeah. Then we got these players. Terry Dietz, Joe Anglim, James Eric. Yeah, what do I do with them? I mean, I feel like they're moving down. But where exactly? I guess it's kind of different. I'm not actually. Maybe most of them are the same. Let's see. Let's stop down here for now. Yeah, so like if we're going on like just their, like if we were to rank them here on their first appearance, actually no, they're even lower than this, aren't they? Maybe they're even lower than this. I guess like Terry's like close to a win, but obviously that was like one that needed a lot of immunity wins, and like he's pretty ineffective in that game. But I guess to be fair, it's like if he came into emerging numbers, he would have been like an okay spot. But even then, it's like technically Austin and Nick were in better positions. Austin and Nick are there. So, like, I think if we're just going on first appearance, I mean, I realistically, like, I guess he is kind of in this ballpark. Like, he kind of, like, I mean, like, first appearance. Like, he's kind of like the, would have been in a good spot if he came into emerging numbers, but didn't, but still somehow made it near the end. But then the fact that he plays again, and like it's not like a great run, but it's like an incomplete run. Now maybe I just settle around here. Did Abby generally flip on Shireen because of Terry's work? Partially, but I don't know if you can like give all the credit to Terry. I feel like or like I think like Shireen's bad play deserves some credit in that and all that, but like you can definitely give him some credit for how he manages Abby. Joe being a two-time Soraya player, when the highest he came is 8th place. Yeah. I mean, I like the way I'm looking at this is like look at their first appearance or their best appearance, see where that ranks, and then after that, kind of like make adjustments based on their career. It's kind of how I'm viewing the returning players for this version of the list. Where again, first appearance, I think Terry is probably like here, like first appearance. And maybe up here, whatever it was. I think I'm leaning towards possibly here. Like, to give him the credit for coming back and, like, doing something good there, I guess. I guess, too, for, like, Sue is... But I guess Sue, like, was able to get to the end. And, like, actually play a decent game on Borneo. But, like, get to the end... Towards the end in a more natural way. Angelina... Yeah, kind of same thing. Yeah, I feel like Terry here seems fine to me. I mean, I guess the argument, though, is like, should there really be that big of a difference between him and Kelly? Because it's like in terms of Cambodia, it's like Kelly's obviously better there because she makes it deeper and whatnot, but like, again, like, for all I know, like, Terry's gameplay is the exact same. And then in terms of like first appearance, Terry has more win equity, and like both needed a lot of comp wins. So I guess like actually there isn't that much of a difference there. Yeah, maybe I do actually just move Terry back up, actually. I think Terry, like, I think the others probably still remain fairly low because, like, the others don't really come that close to a win. But, like, Terry is, like, pretty close to a win. And, like, if I am putting Kelly here, it's like, I don't think Terry should be that far away. I mean, Dan Foley's not higher now. Yeah, I think this feels okay for Terry. By the way, also, I love how, like, I see that I already fucked up this part of it again. Because I forgot to put him here. There we go. Okay, it's fine. I would think inherently that Foley's better than Terry. Would you really? I wouldn't. Then again, I don't look at Terry as, like, that bad. I don't know. It's like, I think Terry's, like obviously not good, but, like, I don't know. Again, like, I think if he came into merge with numbers, he's someone that, like, could win, almost won the season as is, and then, like, Cambodia's, like, okay. So that's something. And really, it's more so the notion that they almost won is the thing that's putting them higher, more so than the notion that they're two-time players. Like, again, Terry is one immunity win away from winning. Kelly, not exactly that, but it's more so like she could have beaten Sue and she was trying to get to the end of Sue. Like, these players, I think, are probably just lower because they weren't anywhere close. Like, Joe's nowhere close to winning. James is nowhere close to winning. Eric is, like, a tad closer, but, like, still not, like, that close to winning. Let's see. So, I think of these, I think I am going to go Eric, then James, then Joe. And I think Eric is someone that I'm willing to kind of put in this sort of range, while I feel like James and Joe probably just drop. Like, in Micronesia, like, Eric got the 5 with a lot of... I guess he had to win a couple challenges, but I guess really only need to win 1, right, to get to that point. He only needs 6, didn't he? Like, he won 8, but he didn't need that. But anyway, yeah, like, I would go... maybe Maybe he's still a bit lower. Need James and Amanda come back on 54. Wouldn't expect it. I wouldn't expect James at least. He naturally got the 6. Then did again the second time. I think I'm leaning like something like this for Eric. Or maybe actually, maybe this tier. Like, is he that different from like a Dara? Maybe he is actually. Maybe put him with Dara though. Like, I think Eric here with Dara, and then Helen and Ashley together as a separate tier. Like, I'm thinking of him as like first appearance is kind of Dara-esque. In fact, they're not really in the majority the entire time. That they are kind of still like involved in plans and do go to a decent amount of tribals. But then Eric has his second appearance, which like isn't good, but he makes it deep. So it's like I think that gives him like a slight edge over Dara. Is what I'm thinking. I'm debating, like, should it really be that much lower than Angelina? But I don't care enough, to be honest. It's fine. I'll deal with that later. James, Clement, and Joe, I think, are just moving down. Is Eric moved the dumbest of all time? Dumbest? It's up there. My instinct would say that it's not the dumbest, but it's certainly up there. Like, I would say if you're saying, like, worst move of all time, I would not say worse. But if we're talking about, like, dumb, then I would say, yeah, it's probably up there. Like, I think anyone giving up their immunity necklace and going home after that is almost always going to be, like, one of the dumbest moves of all time. Yeah, what am I doing again? Joe and James Clement. I was thinking they were going to drop a lot, but maybe not, actually. Maybe, like, somewhere in this range. Let's look at, like, this. Like, would there be a reason to drop them so low? Like, at the end of the day, it's like they are still pretty consistent players. They've all played, I mean, both played 3 times. Like, they're pretty much going to make the merge every single time. Obviously, James got injured and whatever, but still. Like, they're players that can win if they get to the end, but aren't likely to get there. And to be fair, I guess James is more likely to get there, but also James is probably less likely to win a jury vote than Joe. Pre-Edge of Extinction. Knows how Jenna go Tressa. Sure. What a great move. Yeah, I think for the most part, when you play again, it does nothing but increase your placement on the list. Like, I think there's, like, niche situations where, like, it can knock you down. I don't know if niche is the right term. But again, it's like, yeah, if you're, like, the first boot on your second appearance, it's like, if it wasn't, like, being screwed over by pregame or something, yeah, it probably can knock you down. But like more times than not, I think you coming back, it leaves you probably at least being the same. James one spot above Eric. I don't know if I even is James better than Eric. I don't think James is better than Eric. Too bad I did actually have that coming into this, but I don't know. I don't feel like that's the case. Other flip Shepard Russell Hantz on traders. I mean, it's like possible. Let's say being a returning player does have benefits. It shows more info compared to first-time players. I mean, yeah, that is the case for sure. But I think in terms of like, it negatively affecting you, I don't think that happens that often. Like, I think it's almost always just a positive. I don't know. Maybe I do just go here. Maybe I do go there, but I move Darrow back up. Because at least like Darrow is like involved in like the Burton vote by the end of her game. Dude, it's 4 a.m. Oh my god, dude. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll go here. I mean, at the end of the day, these are also players that struggle to get to the end. So yeah, I'll do this. Like, I think these players at least like had somewhat of actually, maybe not. Actually, maybe I do just switch them all around. I think these are like the players that had like a path to the end. So maybe I do this. Yeah, I'll do that. And then probably change it later. So whatever. Yeah, how many people did I do today? A decent chunk. Where did I start again? 164. I did 34. Like, that's okay. Could be worse. Oh, thank God, we're gonna start a fucking Michael Scoopin next stream. Or should I just do that now? Like, I generally can't. Like, that's not gonna be that hard to do. Yeah, what's better? Starting next stream with Scoopin or starting next stream with Troyzan? Was I surprised that? Not really. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like, it doesn't really matter, does it? If it airs on MTV also or not. Do I want to name the stream after him? Do I really want to do that, though? How far in the stream are we? I feel like that's a good amount of progress. 34 people in 2.5 or 3.5 hours. I mean, generally, it's a spot where like this list doesn't matter that much anyway. Like, like we're at the point now where like I'm really more so just like completing this for the sake of it, just so that I have like another list to compare things to. I don't feel that invested in like where exactly like people like have to be, but I don't know. Don't act like I have standards now. Dude, I think it's better to get rid of again, just avoid Michael Scoopin talk next stream. Just get it out of the way. And also, I'll surely have a lot of Big Brother things to put in the stream title. Actually, no, I'm streaming tomorrow, aren't I? Yeah, fuck it. Actually, yeah, we'll put Michael Scoopin in the stream title. I was thinking this was gonna be I was thinking tomorrow was Sunday, to where like it's a real stream, but no, tomorrow's not a real stream. So yeah, we're getting to the better-ish players. Is it weird that Michael Scoopin's right next to Jervis? Oh, that's that weird. But yeah. Yeah, what do I name next stream? Continue to rank the alphas of Survivor every day until I'm done. How do I add beta and submissive? Like wait. Oh, actually, I generally don't even remember. How did I name my old streams? The ones where I had the ridiculous names. I don't even remember how I like named those. Yeah, I think Jason's worse. I guess continuing to rank the alphas of Survivor. Wait, actually, what number are we at again? We're at 130. How do I phrase this? Yeah, I still want to try to keep alphas and beta and submissives in the stream title. Is beta and submissive Mikey Scoopin? How do I I did not buy the beta shirt. By the way, I did end up editing the VOD because I obviously doxed myself, so that's something. Which it's kind of annoying because like generally like I went to Amazon and it didn't dox me, and then like when you scroll down, it fucking shows your zip code or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Just write fuck Michael Scoopin. I could. Is beta and submissive Mikey Scoopin an alpha of Survivor? I'll just put the 2. Wait. Still here every day. Wait, okay. No. Let's do... Survivor alphas. Yeah, there we go. Is beta and submissive Mikey Scoopin an alpha of Survivor? Still here ranking Survivor alphas every day until I'm done. There we go. That's a stream title. But yeah. I'm done. It's 4 a.m. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably start around the same time as today. Like likely somewhere in the like 12 to 12:30 range. This is a stream that only something that with a college degree can write. Facts. But yeah. Yeah, generally I'm not going to be able to get that much done outside of that tomorrow. So I don't know how much, like obviously like we'll have the veto winner, so like that'll be something to talk about, but like really outside of that there's not going to be much new going on between now and tomorrow. But anyway, is Michael Scoopin the most alpha Mike? Like Dan Foley is the most alpha Dan. Who is there a better Michael in Survivor? Mike Turner. Mike Turner's higher. Yeah, Mike Turner's the alpha Mike. Oh, Mike Holloway. Yeah, so there's definitely more alpha Mikes, and that's why Michael Scoopin's a beta and submissive. Oh yeah, Mike White also. Yeah, there's a lot of Mikes actually. Yeah, so Mikey Scoopin sucks. Sure. Would Jeff even like? There's no way that Jeff would even allow Michael Rappaport even like come anywhere close to being on the show. But anyway, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Again, we'll do the same shit. Generally, we might actually start to make some decent progress on this list, considering like you would think it gets easier from here. Like this literally was the point where I said it was going to get easier. So maybe we'll see. Anyway, see you tomorrow.